Hey everyone, episode 11. Just a catch up really, more of an information video than anything. This one. The clutch kit for G60s, you can't get them new anymore. That's the news out of all of my research. I've waited since November or something last year. Got extended out to December, then February, and then March, and here we are halfway through March, and I did my own research, and basically the manufacturer in Australia anyway is Clutch Industries. They have a Repco part number 101N Finelli HD for heavy duty, $792 listed, or R101N not heavy duty for $743. Anyway, they're out of stock, and then when I finally got a return phone call from the manufacturer, they're not making them. They stopped making them 2 years ago because of a lack of purchases, I guess. So basically, the only option you've got if you want a new clutch and pressure plate is to, if you've already got one in your car, pull it out and send it away and get it rebuilt. Repco here in Foster sent it to a place in South Australia. Quick turnaround, the lady swears. Freight included both directions, $724. So if you want to inquire with your local Repco dealer, that appears to be the way to go. So anyway, I'm going to let my clutch and brake specialist send it away to he says that he uses the same place, so that's what's going to happen. I'm going to take it in the 21st of March to the clutch and brake specialist. I'm going to drop the tail shaft, pull the clutch out, and in order for me to replace, you might remember I've got a problem with my handbrake assembly. They're the disc brake type things that grab the tail shaft and lock your back wheels up. They're very effective when they work, but the problem is they're just behind the rear seal of the gearbox. My rear seal leaks, and so it's constantly full of oil. So that seal needs to be done, and it's apparently, he tells me, it's a road seal or something, old school design, where half of the bearing is inside the housing, the other half's below it. So basically, yeah, they've got to drop the sump, drop the drive shaft. Well, it's not called a drive shaft, you know what it is on the inside, and so that they can get the seal off and put a new one on. So they'll take it in on the 21st. They can pull the clutch out, send that away, and while they're waiting, work on doing the seal when it comes in about 3 weeks' time. Put it all back together and hopefully have it ready once, perfectly drivable again. It drives now, but it's just, throw out bearing spins, it's noisy, but in any case, it'll be worth replacement. Maybe it'll last another 50 years, 54 years. In the meantime, you might recall I put the long range 120 litre alloy tank underneath the deck here. And the tank is basically there in the centre, and the filler pipe is horizontal on a 45-degree angle about there underneath the deck. And of course, I'll just turn the camera around so you can see what's going on under here. So you might recall, turn the torch on for a bit of light. So the pipes, it's easy if the wheel was off, but anyway, you might recall it's up and under there. Struggling to get it to, there's the lower one's the fuel in, the upper one is the breather, and the black pipe with the double silver bands on it is the filler pipe. It's on a 45-degree angle towards the back tyre here. So anyway, you can see it runs along there, slightly downhill before it goes uphill to the inlet that I put on the back of the tailgate here. But looks good in principle at the Bowser. The fuel just won't go down. The breather isn't strong enough to it just backs up and spills all over the bloody place. So the only way I can do fill it up at the moment is to roll it out onto the verge out there so the front wheels are lower, and use my scrunnel. I don't know if anyone's heard of the scrunnels. I haven't got it next to me at the minute. And anyway, the scrunnel, this is a scrunnel because it's a screw-in funnel. It's also on a 45. Makes it a lot easier when you're trying to fill up with jerry cans. You've got something to rest it on. I'll show you how that works here. Wind the locking nut back. Screws into any standard fuel thing on it. Take it to its limit. Turn the lock nut down so it's up at the right level, and jerry can, you can see that assists by taking a bit of weight to direct your fuel in. Even using that, I still need to have the front wheels lower so that I get enough gravity for the fuel to actually go all the way into the tank without it backing up and dribbling over here. So the scrunnel I thought was going to save me, but even that would be embarrassing at the petrol station driveway trying to fuel up. So plan B, get rid of this setup. So what I've done is I've had to think about how I might do that with elbows and what have you, and special pipes made up at the right angle that would kick up and over the C-section of the tray frame and all the rest of it, and continue with having it out the back. But I've given up on that idea and I've gone with this. So I've got a timber deck here, so I'm going to put in a deck, a boat, a marine grade, stainless steel grade fuel filler. It comes like that with a chain so you don't lose it. So that'll be fitted into the deck about there. This will be obviously be flush with the decking. It's a screw down fitting with a good rubber seal there so we don't get any fumes out of the tank. So that'll be flush. It's 52 millimeters. Goes onto this flexible pipe instead of using a bend. So obviously with the filler pipe there, this will be under it and bent like such, straight from the filler pipe into the straight to the filler neck underneath the deck. It's on a 45, bit of an angle like that, but like I said, filler pipe will be out there, which is in alignment with that neck under there. So that's the next. Just if you want to, if you're interested in those fittings, that's the 350mm, 52mm diameter fuel hose I got from HKB Performance via eBay, of course. Came with 2 stainless steel strap fittings, and for a price delivered of $68. The stainless steel marine grade filler pipe came, I got it via England. It says there £25, I think. Yeah, 25 British pounds, Great Britain pounds. So I think it was around about $60 again. If you're interested. So then of course the truck's all rewired, as you know, and which is great, you know, lights, everything. Here's the U-Butte horn, and but the fuel gauge doesn't like the sender on the tank. So anyway, the Sparky checked it, and it's not actually the fuel gauge. The fuel gauge works because the power, it's reduced power, it's not direct 12 volt, I don't think, comes to the gauge and then from the gauge to the tank, and there is power at that wire that he provided, so that's why he's saying no, it's the sender. So what I'm going to try and do is get a compatible, you know, your 50mm dash gauges That's an oil, aftermarket oil one there. I'm pretty sure that's not original. But you can get them for water or fuel. So I've ordered a fuel gauge of 50mm like that. Now they're totally waterproof and sealed. So I'm going to test it down here and connect it to the sender that's already in the tank, and use the wire that's there to see if it works. If that works, I'm just going to mount the damn thing under here somewhere. So my fuel gauge will be under there somewhere, and we won't worry about that. But if not, and I need to get a new sender, then unfortunately we just disconnect the wiring harness. And so I had the Sparky put this here so that I can totally disconnect all the rear wiring at that point there. Take off my U-bolts, 4 U-bolts, get the tractor and lift the tray back off again just to do the sender. But anyway, that's likely what's going to happen in the not too distant future. Yeah, so hopefully, if I can get this clutch rebuilt, well, I can get the clutch rebuilt. That's the way to go. You'll all know that that's the only way to go. You need to know that you just can't get them new anymore. So hang on to your old clutch. If you've got one, don't throw them away. Like I said, $724, whatever it was, just to rebuild your old one. So they're worth keeping. Anyway, that's it for me for now. Hope you're all keeping well. I think we're nearing the end of COVID, aren't we? Ruined our get out of that sun, go on. It's ruined our personal enjoyment days, as opposed to just simply working. But at least some of us, like me, I guess, have had time to spend on my G60. So anyway, that's it from me for episode 11, and I'll catch you on the next one, hopefully with a truck that's very close to blue slip and registration. All the best. Cheers.